All right, we're up. Raif and Fran, Fiot, Shiri, Nekos Neuma Twab, Notion Tamin. Hi guys, again. Does anyone remember what we did last time? I can see from the questions one thing. Does anyone remember what else? Okay, I guess we're gonna discover as we go through the questions. I know we took the relative because I see it in the questions. Probably more relative, and then more infinitives. Yeah, I
We're
think,
talking about the temporal
and the temporal. Oh yeah, okay.
and indirect speech, that like introduction.
Yes. Okay, so what I saw was probably temporal.
Yep.
Temporal and relative because they look the same. And have a surprise for you, we're gonna take another form today that looks exactly like the temporal and the relative, but it's something completely different. That's courtesy of Bohairic. Actually, Sahidic has this one a little bit better. It's a bit different.
Wow.
Ish, not much. All right. Yeah, I was reading this today. I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. I don't know how am I gonna justify it, but it is what it is. All right. Actually, I counted today. It's like 30. Oh, never mind. I miscounted. We have a lot today. Are we doing it right? I counted 30. Okay, I guess I missed the whole page. Okay. As usual, translation, read, translation, and yeah, that's all. Let's start with not Ben this time. Let's start with David. Let's do 3 at a time.
This, I'll say I wasn't too certain on these, but I'll give it a shot. Bahapot et dae shopf in totf. My cup. I really want to say which, but is it when I?
No, one you'd always have it in the beginning,
Okay.
and it makes sense like the cup, which you will not go wrong with translation if you just do it naturally.
Okay, the cup which I received from him.
Yes, and in case you're still confused, this F that means something else is dependent on it. So you have the pa'afot. Otherwise, if it was when, you could wait when I received it. There's not the cup when I received it. There's something wrong with the sentence. Like even in English, it doesn't make sense.
Right. My cup which I received it from him.
Yes. So you should, if you're choosing between when and which, one will make sense, the other will not. You will not have two valid ways of saying it. Even in next lesson, the third way, there's only one way to make sense of it. So it will not. It's not ambiguous. They look the same, just not ambiguous.
This is how I had it written down, but I wasn't too certain.
Yeah, you're good. All right. Going this way.
All right. Pibema etaf tonf evo hiof. The platform which he rose out, which he arose on or rose on.
It's like out on it.
Out on, yeah.
So basically,
which he rose on.
Yeah. It's not rose on, so it's not something you're going on. Actually, it's something you're getting off.
Oh yeah.
So remember, Coptic, the preposition is where you start from. So it's out from on. So he was on, and now he's out of the on, or away from the on. So now he's off, rather than going towards. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, next one.
Pihob etaf joch emof evo. The matter thing which he used with it.
Joke evil means completed or perfected.
Oh, the matter which he perfected it.
Or completed. You can just say
or completed.
You'll see that alone. They say the Trinity, T3S, a Jik evil or Jik, it's or eight of Joke evil. He completed or he perfected. Basically, it came to a completion. She completed it. And Joke evil together means going to completion or going to fullness, which is why perfection or just I completed the task. It's full. That's it. I reached that. She completed it. And evil comes with the verb. With the verb. Okay. Awesome. Next, you have me. All right, I'll do 3 quickly. PA ⲉⲧⲁ MO. The house which they Kotf that will be built it there. Does that make sense? Yes. So what's the word? What's the word for turn? Quote. It's fine. We'll see it later. So quote is the verb for build. Pinub etan hopef ha pioni. So the gold which we hope I think is hide, which we hid it. Ha is under the stone or rock. Pioni etahei. Wow, nice, good spelling this time. Etahei episit ejen naei. So the rock which
I think I noticed this. I think it's missing a subject marker.
that's what I was not sure. It should be a toss. Hey, it should be a tough. I'll double check when I'm doing the thing, but I think it should be a tough. So the rock especially that it's in the past. If it's in the present, then it doesn't matter. You can say it hey, but if you say eta, you have to use the subject marker after. Hey, we say it fell. It fell down. Episode is what downward. Ejen onto our house. And I'll double check for the F. Probably is it, and if it's not there, I'll let you guys know.
Is it my house? Or not? Or am I going crazy? For not A?
Sorry. No. Sorry. Why am I blanking? I mean, it's either our something is plural. So either our houses or my houses or our house. Pa-ta. No, that's
the noun the N should refer to the noun.
Yeah, would it be my houses?
Yeah, which is why
My
it's a lot of houses. I'm gonna guess it's another misspelling, and it should be pa a because like our houses, the rock which fell over our houses, my houses,
my homes. So if you had like multiple homes in the same complex,
people weren't that rich. Let's translate what we have, which is a good way. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, threw me off because like who has a lot of houses? Okay, let's do. So na will be my houses. Good catch. Yes. That's how it can get confusing. It's not confusing. You just need to remember them, and I blanked out. Thank you. My patana. They all mean my. So na means my, but refers to a plural object. Yes. Thank you. Amazing. Good teamwork. All right. Next on the list is Uzo. Next three.
Kipile eta shenotun evol hitotov. Okay, that's a Greek word. The gate.
Greek, good catch. Yes, it is Greek. Do you know why?
I don't know why it's a Greek word.
It's in any Bohairic word, specifically Bohairic, doesn't apply to Sahidic. If you see an upsilon used as a vowel, it only exists like on its own without a vowel before it. It's only in it's a Greek word.
That makes sense.
Coptic doesn't allow upsilon just hanging out on its own. It has to be preceded by something.
Upsilon is never a consonant in Greek. It sometimes gets used for the V sound in classical Latin words, but it's still a vowel in Greek words. So
yeah, in Coptic, if it's ever a vowel, it's not Coptic.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the gate.
Which they came.
Mm,
Or they went.
they went, yes.
Out.
Sure.
Or would that be through in this case?
Yeah, so yes. Yeah, so evolhit would be means like throughout or through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it should be through it,
Through.
which they went through.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Picho betaxachi cherof. The matter which you speak,
Which what?
which you
Mm-hmm.
speak.
No. There's an ah. The ah should tell you about the tense.
Spoke.
Yes.
Under him. No, it probably has a of him.
So we know grammatically it cannot be a him because it has to refer back to p hope because p hope has to be mentioned somewhere after et. So by process of elimination, the f must mean it, which refers to p hope. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then so you spoke. I'm gonna guess it's an idiom from preposition. You can check the vocab. That just means about it. That would be my best guess.
Okay.
But you can always check the vocab and dictionary. I will probably mention so a lot of verbs. Sometimes like the preposition don't translate in English very very nicely. So if you say about it, you wouldn't say edvet, if like you wouldn't do that. You would just say haruf.
Follow.
Yeah. All right. Give me your last one.
Tigera etaiti ne mpechat.
Also another Greek.
Yeah, the widow.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember if it's gave or took for tea.
Give tea, take chi.
Okay, which I gave.
Yeah. Which I gave.
Ne mpechat.
If it's causing you confusion, forget about ne for
Yeah,
now.
but would it be like nak, which is to you but feminine?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. To so not to hers, to you, but
You.
you is
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah. Perfect.
I don't know what hat is.
Hat is money or silver. Do you see a problem in this sentence?
My thought process would be of the silver, but that doesn't make sense.
No. So emp hat is M is the object marker, direct object marker. So that's perfectly fine. That's how you say. If I say I
I
give
gave the silver to you.
yeah. So where's the do you see a problem with the sentence?
The widow, which I gave the silver to you. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like explain to me the grammar, even if it doesn't make even if we don't know what the words mean. Like let's say assume the vocab, we don't know the vocab. Can you spot a grammatical mistake?
I imagine the ne should have been instead nes to her. I gave the money to the widow instead of
yes. So the whole point is the khaira has to appear somewhere later. So even if I don't know what it means, I know it's a feminine sound, it's a feminine word, and I know it has to appear later. So this will have to be nas. So the sima will refer back to the widow because it has to be mentioned somewhere. So that's the rule. Whenever you put anything up before et, unless it's a subject of a present. So you can say like et ti. That means the widow who she give she gives. That's the only exception you don't see it. But otherwise, you have to see it. You have to see it somewhere. So that would be yes, the widow which I give let's say to her, or I give her. And you said pot is the money. And the M is not of, it's not the one of, it's the direct object marker. When you have an direct object, you must put N or M. Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I follow.
Awesome. Right, Ben.
Okay. Pichelo etan hont echun etefri. So the elder who, let's see, the elder who they haunt.
Who's they? It's not they.
Oh, we, sorry.
Yes, perfect.
It'd be oo if it were they. Elder who we, I'm forgetting the vocab for haunt, unfortunately. Let's see.
I actually don't know, but I'm
Okay.
gonna guess. But from the sentence, I can make an educated guess.
Okay. Well, let me try to do the other words in the sentence and see if there's something I can
Yeah,
guess.
that's the thing. Keep going, and we can guess something. Unless
Okay.
we
So
back the word.
sounds good. So echun is that's inside, like inwards.
Yeah, inside or inward. Okay.
Okay. And then Tefri is the his room.
Mm-hmm. So his room. So what's the A?
It's a motion towards, so it's like into his room.
Yes. And then
so I guess went, or
yeah, probably something
like that.
Like one in.
It's a motion word.
I know in Sahilic we have like honehun, which is like approached.
Okay. Maybe enter.
So it could be the Bohairic could be hon. But I'm not sure. I'm not gonna like see it if it's real. But I know honehun is Greek for Sahilic.
I know I tried looking this up, and I think I had like drew in terms of like braining. Like the elder who we drew inside his cell or brought into his cell. That's what I.
Okay. Raw.
I just looked up the Sahidic hone with a hori, but the problem with that is Bohairic only has alpha and beta, in Bohairic on the Coptic dictionary online. So for anything after that, they're like you have to kind of convert from Sahidic to Bohairic. So if that's the same word, which I don't know, then it can mean approach or bid or command. But I think I don't know. So that's a good guess. But if you have a change from a hori in Sahidic to the aspiration letter in Sahidic or in Bohairic, I don't know. Like, or it's just an H sound in.
Yeah. It's honehun in Sahidic. I checked.
Okay.
It's either honehun or spelling for hon.
Right.
But it does mean approach or bring, like you said.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. If we encounter it again, we'll probably remember it and look it up. But if anyone looks it up as we're talking.
Okay. Cool.
But it's the same for hon.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Give me one more.
Sure. So, Hawi a Saji Namai.
Mm-hmm.
So they came to speak with me.
Yeah, it's nice that it translates with English very nicely.
It's always convenient.
Like they came to speak, so it's very nicely. All right, give me one more.
Okay. Afshanaf Payaro Ayan Nef Evos. Evol. And is there another word I might?
No, that makes sense.
So that's it. Okay, cool. So Shen is just.
Let's do it one by one.
Okay. So he went to the river, or he went to this river to. This is to bathe or to wash his horse.
Yes, perfect.
Evol on the end is just wash up or something.
Yes. Wash. So it's not horse.
Oh, it's not horse. Evos.
It's the one for garment.
Oh, wash his clothes. Okay, cool. Wash out his clothes, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm glad you got this really nice. And you can see the A being used in two different ways. but translates very nicely with English by saying to this river to wash. So it's very nice.
It's much easier than the indirect speech in Latin and Greek, not having to like mess with cases and changing the verb around.
Right. We will encounter this later, but for the simple tasks, just A works.
Okay, good to know.
If you're changing subjects, things do get different. All right. Back to David. Give me 3.
Okay. I hempsi eso entierori wo e wom empaaf. I sat to drink the milk and to eat the flesh or meat.
It would be meat. Flesh, you would use the word sarx.
Sarks, okay.
Yes. And the milk, and you can see wo used for sentence for verbs, and to eat the meat. A little bit more ancient Egyptian. I remember reading some theses by some bishop, but the Greek and the Coptic uses. Af is the original word that means just like physically meat, like your flesh. It's all meat. But then with Greek, we end up with 3 words. Sorry, soma, sarx, and af. Af became restricted to meat that you eat, even though it referred to something else. Sarx is flesh, and soma is body. So here we say af when you say afchi sarx, so that means he was incarnate because he took on a flesh. And then soma is just like body. So in the liturgy, you say pi soma ithwab, so the holy body, and not necessarily flesh. And then af, like you saw here, is just the meat. So that's just a distinction.
So the difference is that sarx and soma get applied to humans and gods, or spiritual, not gods, but humans and divine figures.
No, the soma was used specifically for like the body, like Christ's body in the Eucharist. So
okay.
It's
So soma is only used for Christ.
No. We also use it for body. Like when you mean a body in general, like my body's aching, you would use pasoma.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that soma and sarx get used for humans specifically in different ways, but then af gets used for stuff that you would eat, like animal flesh.
Yes, yeah. You can still say the soma of the cow when you talk about its body, but if you're eating it, it becomes meat. Beef. Actually, beef would be like meat rather than. But if you're looking at an actual body, you'll say soma instead.
Got it. I was just trying to see what the distinction was.
Yes, yeah. Basically, the Greek words are having a higher status, kind of.
Right. That kind of seems to make sense with some of the religious significance of Greek thought, Christianity.
Yeah.
At least helps it be easy to remember. So cool. Thanks.
Definitely. Sure. Okay. Give me one more.
All right. Warpu emoy e ini nak empijom. They sent to me to bring you the book.
Okay. Do you want to break it down for anyone who doesn't get it? But it's completely right.
Okay. So, they past tense warp was sent or sent, and then the wa is I forget how they're described. It's sort of like
reflexive, I think it's called.
They sent themselves, something along those lines. Emoy to me, a to ini bring, which is an infinitive, knock you masculine, and then mpjom, m the direct object, and pjom is the book.
But then your translation was I was sent. Did you say that? Sorry, what did you say? What was
I said they sent for ow.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I think I looked into the feature. Sorry, bad translation.
Oh, it is bad translation?
It is bad translation.
Oh.
So this is where we see the passive. They sent me. Who's they? It's probably I was sent. So remember in passive, Coptic. Sorry, I don't know how maybe I heard it in my head for some reason. Because the first sentence we do for passive. So with passive, in Coptic, there is no concept of passive. There is no, but what you do is like they did something, usually to me or something, and then that will become the passive. So in the case of they sent me to bring you, it is true. It could be, but most likely this is the structure you would see for I was sent. It will become right now. It can work both ways. However, in some cases, it will be pretty clear. A very clear example is j'ai talk about the Christ, j'ai au Musk. So that's for they bore you. So does it make any sense? There's only one person that bore him. So that means for you were born and saved us. For j'ai au Musk,
Mhm.
one. And then the rest will be like TM1. So this is the structure. This is the structure that you see. Warp MY is a common way to see it in passive, especially translations will usually show up in passive. The
Mm.
passive ones. So that would be I was sent.
Okay.
Any questions about this?
I just
Right now,
wondered-
both meanings will hold, but in some cases, it'd be like, it'd be pretty clear. It's probably passive because we have no idea who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to double check. So when we've seen this other thing where it sometimes is reflexive
Mhm.
when the prefix and the suffix pronouns match.
Mhm.
So for example, it'll be ow and then oo, ow as a prefix and oo as the suffix. So that they're both third person plural. But I think the example you gave for they bore you, meaning you were born, they don't match between the prefix and suffix.
I will watch out. Warp and Shen, like in question 2, the one you did, Shen and tone, they are, I don't know, let's call them reflexive, but I don't know if I got the right word. By default, they take the subject as the object together. So you say af shen off. This is how you say it. If you say he went, but in the case of must, this verb can stand on its own. So if you want to break it down, it will be au misi emok. There is nothing here. There is nothing here. This emok is because misi doesn't take anything. So misi become must. I don't know if we covered it. Probably did. So misi become must, and then this is like au misi emok. If it was reflexive, for some reason, it would be like au masu emok. If it was. So this is just a feature of the verb. So these two is just like here. And when we say af, when we say like af tonf, this is just a feature of the verb that I always take the object, which is the same as the subject, but it doesn't matter what comes after. The one that comes after isn't necessarily, it is the actual object. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I just was, it looked like a lot of them were when they're both the same person is on the prefix and on the suffix, that there's it's sort of more ambiguous because it could be either type of word. Whereas if you have like third person on the beginning, and then second person on the suffix, then basically if you have mixed use, it looks more like it could be passive.
The only difference is there are some verbs, you will know them, that these verbs always take the reflexive form. I actually don't think warp does take warp. I don't think it takes an u. I think it's just a bad translation.
Okay.
But because we're gonna see it a lot, so I wanna just establish this.
Okay.
If you see it, it's just part of the verb. So in the next example here, you say I and then a again.
That's what I mean. Like with the reflexive thing, it matches. So there's first person on the front and first person on the end.
But
with the passive, it has a u on the front and a different sentence or nothing on the end.
Yeah. I think warp is wrong, just for the sake of argument. I think warp is wrong. Because in the hymns we say of warp non in P parakleton. We don't say warpu or a warpef. I think just because he's translating from the Sahidic tennu. So I think just the tennu just came over with a translation, but I think it's wrong. But regardless, grammatical wise, you look emoy is the real object.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. We're gonna see a lot of examples. I wouldn't worry about confusion. I think over time the passive will be pretty obvious.
Okay.
Like when we say I was drunk, no one thinks that someone put you in a cup and started drinking you. You just know it means I was drunk.
Right, yeah.
Perfect. David, give us one last one.
All right. I shine e rokoti e now e bayot.
That's a lot of A's.
I went to Rokoti or Alexandria to see my father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now takes an A after. So if you think about it in like the ancient way, it would be to do the looking of my father. But
yeah, that tripped me up a little bit. I almost want to say look after, but that would be ensa. But
yeah, now always takes an A. Just like if I see you, I now erok.
Is there a verb to look?
Jusht, I think.
Just.
Yes.
Okay.
Jusht.
Or else I was going to say another way to think of it is like look to. But that's probably not going to work. For
just
looking.
that's the one we mentioned in the Creed. Ten Justevol, Anastasis. We look for the resurrection with that. It also means like actually look.
Okay.
There's also another one for what's the verb? Anyway, some random hymn. Okay, good work. All right, let me do 3. Af inen mo eya nef vos evol. I thought we just so that would be he brought a water, so he just brought water to wash his clothes and then wash out. Just 1 second. Sorry. He and then afton eshe epahu e Jerusalem. So he rose to go back to Jerusalem. Okay. And last one, nim pietav jok evil empire hope. So who this is a bad translation. Okay, I am going to do this. Because this is just the best translation from Bohairic, from Sahidic. So nim petav jok evil empire hope. So it's like it is who, because nimpe together as it is who, nimpe etaf, so that he, referring back to the who, so we know it's a masculine person who completed this task. Okay, I have an interesting question. Who wants to take over for the next 5-10 minutes?
I think I'll take a shot at it. It sounds like you got something going on.
Yes, my parents are moving a lot of furniture for some reason right now, so I will have to use my muscles and go help them. Can you, one sec, can you share your screen? And everyone just go in order, same thing, but someone just have to make sure everything looks fine. Sounds good?
Okay.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so you can take over. There you go. I'll be back. I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right, see you in a bit.
Now I have to go find it. I've got 1,000 tabs open. Should be around here somewhere. All right, I'm gonna have no idea what you guys are gonna be looking at, so hopefully we can do this. I think we ended at. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, it's there.
All right. Can we? He just finished 8 here. Or I should
Yeah,
probably
you should
zoom.
just zoom in when you get a chance.
Yeah. Finish number 8 right here.
Yep, there we go.
All right. Who? I think Uza would be next.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So do you want to take a crack at 9 to 11?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Nintedas hops gen pay. Who the one which she hid? Is hop hid? Hid? Or is
You're
that-
talking about Hopes right here. Hopes is looking at the notes. Yeah, it's a hide or hid.
All right. Hid in the house.
Mm.
All right. So who is the one who hid in the house, basically? But
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think the sigma on the end refers to the feminine.
yeah,
Hops.
and it's reflexive, like hid herself, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Who should, yeah.
Or
She
just
hid
reflecting the
herself.
or just reflecting the idea of the subject being feminine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Next one. Naentole etavolu evol. These letters, no, these commandments,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
which they brought. No, it's not. Vol. I've forgotten what vol is.
So this one I had to look up, and the best I could find, given earlier, is to nullify or to annul. This is the closest I could find with vol and evol.
Oh, does vol itself just mean finish?
I'm not certain because usually evol is just out, so
Yeah.
to out.
To out. Yeah. So these commandments, which they themselves nullify. Yeah. No.
Yeah, nullified.
I also saw another definition of it that means to untie or loosen, but also meaning to explain, like to explain a dream. So maybe it could mean that with
Yeah.
commandments. I don't know.
To
I want to say
cancel. Oh, sorry.
I want to say that in the earlier definitions to explain, I want to say it was evol and mo, or uses that base. So for me, I put down nullified. I wasn't certain. This is probably going to be one of the things I was going to actually ask Mark about.
Yeah,
So we'll probably ask him when he gets back.
Yeah,
we can make a note of it.
All right.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see hear what he has to say about it. So probably knows what hymn it's in.
Most likely. All right. Do you want to do the next one then?
Yep. Ikera de ⲉⲧⲁ ⲉⲧⲁ The widow who on the which they gave to her bread. The widow which they gave to her bread. There's probably a better way to say that in English.
I want to say that looking earlier in the chapter, whenever it has the noun or subject, and then the copula te, petene, and then the I forget the etao, the eta, and then the subject and verb is. I saw it being translated as like it was whatever the noun was. So it was the widow, which or that I gave
think,
her the bread.
I think that the word which and who are different in English, but I think in Coptic they're always et. So I think et here represents the widow. So it's a who, not a what.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because te is the copula, so it is the widow who they gave to her bread. Yeah, that would make a lot sense. It's a bit wordy, but yeah, I think that makes sense.
It is, yeah. I think there are extra words in there that help to line up the grammar, but they're not necessary in English. So.
All right, then Ben, do you want to do 12 to 14 here?
Sure, I can try. Let's see. So nai tole etau volu evol. So, oh wait, we just did that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're looking at 12 here. I was a little confused for a second.
We're at 12, yeah. Iota beta. Okay. So nim pietaf vol evol epjom. So this is who tafel. Let's see. Not vol, but vol. So who was it that explained the book? But I'm forgetting that word. Or that opened, maybe it's opened. Who was it that opened up?
Are you talking about vol here?
Vol, yeah, I'm forgetting the vocab, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just remembered that this vol up here was in the pronominal form. So nullified them or these.
Oh, so it changes. It's one of those verbs.
This is verb. The standard, same verb.
Oh, cool. So it gets the vowel changes. Okay. So yeah, so that's fine. So we have a question about that same verb. So I guess in that case it would be untied or explained the book. So
nullified or undoing.
Nullified the book, yeah, something like that. Interpreted, one of those things. Okay. Did you want me to do one more, or what were we doing?
I can't tell. Is Mark back?
Yeah, he just got back.
Okay. All right. We'll stop sharing then.
You can keep going.
We just had a couple of questions, mostly with the verb vol.
Vol is translate or loosen.
Translate or loosen. Particularly for questions 9 and was it 12?
12. Nim petavol evol emjom. Who is the one who translated the book?
Okay.
So again, the reason you will see him a lot of typos is it's actually mentioned in the lesson that he's wrong. Like explain the proper rule is in Bohairic, pe and fiet are the same in Bohairic in Sahidic. So when you translate pet, you just assume it's fiat. But this doesn't work because who the one who translated. So it doesn't make sense, but it's nimpe. It is who, because nimpe just it is who translated the book, or that translated the book. So and it's actually nicer in Bohairic. It's more clear and it's more ambiguous. Not ambiguous. It looks more similar in Sahidic.
And we're also wondering about, I think David answered this question already, but vol before an u, before a vowel, before a pronoun, that's a pronominal form. David was thinking that
Yes, this one, yeah,
has a short omicron.
yes, you would have, it's vol. This is the rule that you just know it because you're going to see it a lot. It's vol, vel, and then vol. Let's say like wolf. You will see that everywhere. If I tell you there's a random verb called lol, it's gonna be lel, lol. Just not. You'll see it everywhere. You get used to it. But yes, you are. It's definitely the shorter form. Okay, etau volu, rather than etau vol. Etau volu. All right, you guys finished question 12?
I think we finished up 12, and then I think we were about to start 13, and then you arrived.
Okay, whose turn was it? Keep the turns going.
Ben.
Okay. Ento neta or ento netau tom and tipule. So that's
let me fix it and make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking on that. I think it's a question word.
Oh, here you go. Just an N. Forget about the ne. Forget about the niet. Just a second ne. Just go with ne.
Okay. So it's no until I think it's like I'm blanking on the vocab for ento. Is it a question word? No. Off. Oh right. Okay. Those who. It's just the third person plural pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they who.
No, you're missing one little. If you say they who, it'd be ento eta, but there's neta.
Oh, okay.
So
the ones who, I'm not sure.
Think of it like this, and then the A is common. How would you translate enthone? Just enthone.
Enthone.
Yeah. If I tell you the sentence just enthone, what would the sentence mean? Just like this. That's it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It was them. Who?
Yeah, that works.
Or something like that. Because it's putting emphasis on it with the ne.
Yeah.
Okay. It was those guys who closed the gate.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the way of saying it was them, or it is them, or they're them who, and then the ne is common between them. We've seen it was nim petaf vol, just because pe is pe etaf, it would be like just petaf. Similarly, in tho ne, so in tho ne etau, so in tho netau, right away.
Right. It kind of gets elided or combined with the
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it'll be very clear if you ever see neta, it can only be one thing. It's ne plus eta.
Cool.
And actually, even if it's the pe, it's like peta, which is better than Sahidic, because in Sahidic, the pe et and the fi et are both pet. So Bohairic actually gives you a break here. All right. Are you still going, or is it the last one?
I guess I'm still going. I mean, I already did 2. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay. So 9 etai shopef or shop and totu.
Mm-hmm.
So it was they, or it was they who, whom I,
It's not. It was they.
it was these
Yes.
people. Right.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense, because nai. It was these people who I not saw, not heard, who I happened. No, it has F as this as the object.
Shop is receive or accept.
Okay, so it was these who I received it from them,
Yes.
and
See.
it is the object there.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. And
Thanks.
And just for completion, if you're ever wondering why is it not these are, because remember nine can also mean these are, so that these are the ones that I received from them, it would have been ni et. So nine ni etai, that would have meant these are the ones which I received it from them. So if you ever want to say these are the ones which I received from, you say niet. But if you say nine et, that means it was these, that. So Coptic is so precise. If you want to say these are the ones or the things, you have to say niet. All right. Next we have David.
All right. Pikristos pedawon and vol. Christ is.
Sorry, it's also another typo. I double checked.
It was Christ who opened my eyes.
It was Christ that what?
It was Christ that opened my eyes.
Yes. Also, were you expecting another? Yep, another typo. Here we go. So yes. So Christos pe on its own, it is, or like it was. It's basically tenseless. It was Christ that, and he, referring back to him, opened my eyes. In this case, it makes sense that you have multiple eyes, so naval makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, let me check again. Actually, yeah, this is probably wrong. Okay, keep going.
Pisach pet of Tate Nai. It was the teacher
Sorry.
who received me,
Other way around.
or who gave to me.
It looks also who. Sorry. It is the teacher, or it was the teacher. This is fine. Keep going. That what?
That he gave to me, or
He gave what? Actually, I'm not sure this is even right.
oh, I can see mercy.
Okay, it is wrong. So this would have meant who gave me, but not give to me, like actually give me.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't flow with the sentence because nai refers to these. Because it can't be mercy because you don't have any indefinite article. If you say in unai, and also if you say gave to me, it would have been an indirect object, and an indirect object does not get pasted to the verb. So this would have to mean who gave, like actually give me away. And nai doesn't mean anything in this case. It would have been who gave me, let's say to them, it would be noten. That would have made sense. Would be noten? To them, yeah, whatever. So that's the thing, but that's not the case. Nai, it means these, but so I checked, and this was actually totu. Can you translate
ⲉⲧⲁⲓ. Okay.
Okay.
Who gave them to me?
Yes. Let's like give them to me. Now it makes more sense.
Yes. All right, and one more. Okay. Pies pasmos eta pi angelos jofnas, the greeting which the angel said to her.
Yeah. What's the F?
Said it to her.
What's the it? What does it refer to?
The fa refers to the greeting.
Yes, perfect. So we've been used to seeing jos, but it's more in like abstract, like just said it. So like the thing. But you can actually use other things when you have an actual object to talk. So if I'm telling you the good news, I'll be Joe because I'm saying multiple things. So if you see Joff, it's not weird.
Okay.
Let me check if 19 is typo free. That's what I thought. And then let's just do this. Okay, next on the list. Oh, they have me. All right. U petak shopef gentiagora. So it is what? It is what? That you received it or accepted it in the marketplace. Would this be modernly? Would this be the word for mall? I wonder. Okay, let me check just if it's typo free. Okay. Pay, então codif. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't exist. So, payer pay etau codif nj nenioti. So this temple, now that I see pay, it will be it is this temple. It's this temple. Pay that, so pet or pay it, that they built it, namely our father. So it's this temple that our fathers built. Pyromi et asagi nemaf. Does that make sense? That's what I thought. There's a missing P. So this man and P, so it is this man that she spoke with him. It's this man that she spoke with. All right. Now beginning of temporal. Okay, it's not so bad. Nice. We only have 22 questions left. We can do it. All right, let me start the first one, and then you'll go in next.
I have a quick correction for 18. I just want to double check. I think you have it received. It should be bought. It's what that you bought in the marketplace.
Makes sense. Yes. All right, thank you. Do you remember what sell is?
I want to say it's Tieval.
Yes. And then so T evil emmo means to sell. And then I'm gonna take your word shop or is to buy, which makes sense because you're in the marketplace. Perfect. Thank you so much. It's nice to learn the idioms, so when we need them, they're there for us. Okay, my last one. Hopefully I did not miscount. Eta pi monachos joke and by hope evil, afton afshinaf evil. So, eta, there's no way it means which. Just does not make any sense. I can't say which the monk. That just doesn't really make any sense. So that means when, also it's tenseless. When, actually no, it's not tenseless, it's past. When the monk, scroll down, joke evil together is completed. I hope this thing, this work, this job, this matter, whatever, this thing, he rose up, implied, and he shenaf evil ibs, he left. He went away, he went out, just means he left. Any question about this one? Because you're going to be doing it. All right, Uzo. Let's do 2 at a time.
Okay.
These are very long sentences, so you can take a deep breath between them. Let me try to get it. Yep, I think you'll be fine. Number 2.
Anshanan the mouth, Shah, Pashai, Umpdonf, Chen Teneclesia. We went ourselves with him on the
Not on.
upon
No. Shah
as
a word, or like to, up to.
up to. Okay. What is shy again? I want to say.
Shah is feast or rising, like sunrise.
Oh, so in this case, would it be the rising?
See what makes sense from the sentence.
East. Went to shy. Tone.
Tonf is in this book. Tonf means resurrection.
Oh, so it would be the feast of
Yes.
the resurrection.
Yes, this sentence is not in London. This is like a very it's very unique to this book, which is good because the vocab you see in church when you use Bohairic. Okay. The resurrection.
In ecclesia, in or of our church.
In what?
Our church. No, wait. Yeah, our church. Yeah.
Yes. Good job. Perfect. Give me one more.
Etapire shai. Anale echen nen hador. War and bot. And sof. When the sun rose.
Yeah, perfect.
We climbed. Oh, we mounted our horses.
Perfect.
Sorry, just a full sentence there. Yeah.
Amazing. Our horses.
And we fled.
Not fled, because that's pot and sof. So if you take it the most basic meaning,
we went to him. No, we approached him. I don't remember.
Oh, pot in its basic meaning means run, and then in sof is after him. Is after.
Oh, so we pursued him or chased him.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. So it's like sometimes if you break it down to the most basic meaning, it makes sense. So we pursued him. Basic run after him.
Oh.
Okay, nice. Next one is Ben, and I'm giving you a hint. There's a trick. Not a trick, something we haven't practiced yet too much.
Okay. Is that the hint?
Yes.
Okay, great. So
if you do it very easily, okay, you're wrong.
Okay, fun. Okay, Awolp et Epe and David. And David. So they They brought it to the house of David. I'm not sure what the verb is.
What would be count?
Okay, so they counted it.
Or esteem.
What do you say? Sorry, I cut out. for a
Count
sec.
or esteem?
Count or team?
Esteem.
Esteem. Okay, like value.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. I heard something different on my end. That was just the connection. Okay, so so they counted it, or they valued it. They esteemed it or appraised it to the house of David. I don't know if that really makes sense with the but
So 2A is still 2, but if you play with it a little bit,
I think maybe they accounted it as the house of David or something.
it still works as 2.
Okay, it's still 2. Very good.
Yeah, but your subject and verb can change a little bit.
Okay. Oh, right, the passive. So that he was counted as the house of David. He was counted toward the house of David.
Yes. So to be talk about Christ, he would just count the house of David or considered of the house of David.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yep. All right, give me one more.
Okay. Etas sotem enai aschi pesceri as hopes. As hopes. Okay. So let's see.
Quick note: this is definitely a typo with the pes. It should be tes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Thank you for catching that. Nice. That's helpful. So when she heard when she listened to these things, aschi pesceri. See.
Take it one by one.
Okay. So it's a verb. You know that. So she. Okay. She is there's a D in she. So she took.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. She took it. And Sherry was where I was blanking it.
What's Tess?
Tess. She took it, or she took her.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Oh, is this her child?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And the child is a feminine.
Oh, her daughter. Thank you. Her daughter. And then implied, and she hid her.
Yeah. Perfect. Amazing. That was very good.
Thanks.
All right. Next, David, give us 2 more.
All right. Tom enge ni Romi and ni Pule and Tipolis. The
This one's easy. There's no.
it is okay. For a second, I thought it was passive.
No, because you have NJ. So NJ actually.
Yeah. They opened, namely the men, the gate of the city, the gates of the city.
What's the verb?
Tom.
What does it mean?
Isn't it? Oh, closed.
I think it's close.
Yeah, it's closed. I tried doing this without looking at my notes.
And open is one, I think. One. No, one is a reveal. I think open is one. It's not warm. Okay, after your turn, can you look up what open means? I think it's something whoa. It's not warm. It's not whoa.
Warm is eat, right?
Yeah, and whoa is something else. Is to live. I think it has to do with whoa. Let's start with whoa, I think, but we'll do it later. Do it after your turn. Just look it up.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Okay.
Right. Itai pihat I tef no. When I counted the silver.
I'll go with money. That's the same. Silver, sure.
When I counted silver, gave glories, or
What?
I I might have mixed it. No.
The one just O. That means glory.
Mm-hmm.
And Bohairic always has an E.
Okay.
So you give something to someone. So that's the hint.
I gave it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To them. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. That's it.
Yep, there we go. It looked weird to me, and that's why.
Yeah. That's fine. You get used to it. If you look up what open is, just let us know after.
Yep.
All right. Next is back to me. Okay. Impuop in Nisaji impen choice. That's passed. So they did not. Op will be esteem or the count. So we've seen so far op right here. It takes the object marker. And we've seen ep, which doesn't take an object marker before it. And we've seen up the short one. Hopefully that reminds you of what we've seen before as vol, vil, vol. So it'll be like op, ep, up. And remember, it's long. And then this one you want to cut it short, so you become ep. And then finally you want to put the emphasis on the last part, so you be like up. So again, it's short, but you don't lose the sound completely.
It's good that it can do that without an initial consonant. It's just doesn't matter if there's a consonant there or not. The vowel will change that way.
If you look at the rules book, it will tell you this is like consonant O consonant or like omega consonant, but the consonant in this case is a glottal stop.
Okay.
So you don't say like hope, it's like ope. So there's
right.
Like,
it's not written, but okay, I see. That makes sense.
Glottal stop needs to be written.
Technically, there is a consonant there. It's just not part of the alphabet.
Yes.
Cool.
Precisely. All right. Etai shenei aichi empi no nemai. I don't remember what no is, but when I went, I took the was no rope or is no rope. Let me check quickly if it's new. It is new. It is new. And I think it means rope. Otherwise I would not have remembered it. I took the rope, I think, with me. And I think also means fetters or iron. So something that you tie with, I think. No, the other is now. That's now.
I looked it up. It said eyelid, but I'm not sure if that makes sense here.
It means what? Oh, eyelid.
Sorry, eyelid.
Yeah.
I don't think that would make sense here, though.
Let me check it quick. Ooh. No, it means rope. Okay, rope or cord. Yes. Okay, rope. Yes. And what other thing I was thinking of is snow, which means feathers, or just sort for like handcuffs. Okay, so rope. Nice.
Also,
nice. Okay.
Also, the verb to open is won. That's what I've been able to find.
Wom.
Or,
like wom.
Won.
Won.
Okay,
that's the one I've been removing. Yes, won. Yes. Okay, makes sense. So we have won, wom, wo, and one. They all mean very different things.
And I think it said that the imperative is awom. I don't know if that's any more familiar.
Makes sense. Well, and we'll see how when you add the a sometimes with imperatives. It's not for all verbs, but for many verbs. Okay. Good. Uzo. Next. Let's do 2 at a time is still good. This one is good, actually. Sorry. Oh, this one is long. But it's actually very it's a very nice sentence to practice.
Okay.
Here you go.
Etan sotum nisatia etaf joe and rashi and masho.
Mhm.
When we heard
Mhm.
to about of when we heard the words or the news, I don't know.
ⲉ is word.
Okay, when we heard the words
Mhm.
which he spoke,
Perfect.
which he spoke.
Yes. So she spoke them, like the words, back to the
Yeah.
words.
And Rashi and Marshall, we wept heavily, or we really wept. I don't know.
Let's me.
Oh,
Rashi is
rejoice. We rejoiced much.
yes,
Yeah.
which sounds like Rashi rejoice. Somehow
Rashi.
it's even more. And much is like a lot or
A
very. Great, it's awesome. So I'm glad here you can see the etan, like the eta, used in both ways, and you can't mix them. There is only one way you can read them, which is nice. They look the same, yes, and Coptic has a lot of this, but you should be able to tell them apart pretty confidently. Oh, I do remember the sentence, the other one. Okay, I remember. Okay, keep going.
Etum pen,
Mhm.
tini, and nitium, etau hopu hen pay, anshanan evol.
Mhm.
Which
No, so you can't start a sentence with which. That's the beauty of it.
when
Okay, when.
would it be something like did not? Or
Yes.
something-
Yes.
Okay.
So who did not? So let's keep the subject open, and then did not. What's the subject?
You feminine.
No,
Oh.
pretty clear. This should
Oh,
tell.
when we did not.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So quick review. We have in the past, you have on, and the negation is impen. And then we have, that's for like regular past. And then for the when past with temporal, we have just add et. So we have etan, and the opposite, etimpen. That's it. So if you notice, you just add the et before them and you're good. So you just add the et before the sound, before the past, and that's how you get the temporal. In Bohairic, remember. So I think it's very different. So it's easy, just say entere. And then like enteren, enteref, enteres. It's a little bit easy. It's a bit different, but it doesn't reuse any of the other things. This one does. Okay, so when we did not, yes.
Chimi is what is chimi? What's the verb?
Jimmy is find.
Oh. When we did not find Nitium, the books.
Mm-hmm.
Etau hopu, which they hid them.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
In the house. And Shannon of all. We left.
Perfect. Amazing. We left. Awesome. Next, Ben. Next two.
Okay. Anu etor wom piaf. So let's see. Their horses.
Nice.
I think their horses ate. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Off.
Yeah, does make sense. It's good.
Is an off flesh? Like, is that something else?
So soma, sarx, off.
Okay. Their horses ate flesh.
So flesh would be sarks.
Sarks. Okay. Oh right. I mean meat.
Yes, the meat.
So would this be a passive? Like the horse's flesh was eaten or
No.
something?
No, just horses ate the meat. It's very
Okay.
simple. Yeah, there's no
Okay.
trick in this one.
Got it. Okay. I was just confused because I was thinking
No.
about like the horses that Hercules has to deal with that eat humans. But anyway. So,
So for passive, the subject would be they,
right.
not something in plural. Specifically, be they.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I was just trying to make the horses vegetarian, but that's okay. No worries.
I guess
That's all I tried. I guess they're not veggie.
This
Right,
is
that's
very
fine.
disturbing saying for most animal lovers.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so the next one, moving on. So, etaf he ero af vol evol enu no or nu.
No.
Okay. So Tauf. Okay. So when he not found, he
Yeah, good.
came, or is it found?
So hey is fall. So when you
Fall. Okay.
no. So hey is fall. But when you fall onto something, you actually fall onto something. You actually find it. So
Oh, okay. I was thinking about Jimmy, and then that's Jimmy's like a
GB is
less-
fine. Just fine.
Jimmy is just a normal find, but hey, Errol is
It's like,
found.
I fell upon. You fall upon something. So you find it by chance.
Got it. So they can both mean they can both have the same meaning, but it's different words for similar. Like we have different words in English for various
But yeah,
exactly same things.
exactly same as fall upon. Like what's it called? I think fall upon.
Or like happened upon, or fall upon, or
Yeah.
stumbled upon something.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of having too many words for phrases for the same concept.
Yeah.
English is kind of the worst with that. I don't know. Okay, so when he fell upon it,
About
or fell upon, wait,
or found what?
when he found awful.
It's common suffix.
Oh, when he found them. Thank you. Yep, it's squished in there. So when he found them, he full.
There's no end because you have one, a comma, he.
Oh, right. Okay, so this is the main clause. Okay, so when he found them, he is we just had this. Oh yeah, right. He translated the
So nu is rope.
rope. Oh,
So-
well, that doesn't work. So he loosened the rope. Okay,
Yes.
the other definition.
Yes.
Cool.
So volevo just mean vol is like untie. So volevo just like make things clear or better. So also good translation because to them it's just gibberish. So he kind of loosened the meaning, kind of. So that's why
Okay.
voice. He loosened. Okay, so volevo is loosened, and then what's new? In new.
Their ropes.
Yes.
Oh, so I see. So when he found them, which could be his friends who were tied up, he saved them by loosening the ropes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, perfect. Next, David.
All right. Itai now elrof ainai cherof. When I saw him, the cherof is mixing. I mercied.
Yeah, I had mercy on him.
Mercy on him. Just because cha is under, yes.
Yeah, but it's an idiom with the verb.
Yeah, that just mixed me up a bit.
I actually stopped paying attention to them. I just know nai would means have mercy on someone, so
Okay.
I assume it from there.
Okay. Etaf joch evo en nai saji af dom en nefval af mu. Did I miss anything? No. Okay.
Thanks.
When he joke. I've forgotten joke.
Jokeval means when he completed or finished.
When he finished these words or sayings, would be
Sayings are good. That's a good word.
sayings.
Mhm.
He opened his eyes.
Not opened. He's about to die. So
He
probably open
He
his eyes.
closed his eyes.
And in case anyone is still a fan of Jenkin, this Jenkin is completely off. This is just Nef together.
Mhm.
So Nef, his eyes,
And he died.
and he died. Good use of and when it's needed. Right. Do you do one or two?
I did too.
Okay. This is me. Etafnawero of Jos now JSVU a teten I epaima. All right, let's do it one by one. So when he saw them, he said, and then this is the one where it is actually doesn't refer to anything specific. He said to them, J. Usually when I translate English, just keep J. It just makes sense. He said like, the colon start SVU Y together. SVU means why. So because of what? If you know French, it's amazing. It means pourquoi. It's exactly the same. So a teten. So that means a teten would be like y'all did what? Y'all did come to this place. All right. Next one. Piuhor wom en sa tis. Nothing. Piuhor wom en sa tisarx empio. So the uhor, I think it's uhor. Yeah, I think the Omicron epsilon is actually considered a vowel in this case. I've seen it in Sahidic, I think. The dog. And I know this word because I was telling a friend you should call your dog Wuhor, and they said it's the ugliest name I've ever seen for a dog. Api Wuhor, Wom, so 8. 8 in Sa. It's a dictionary, it means. It gave me a word that I don't know what it means. So I just go with Wom, but it means like gnashing, like something with GNA. No.
Nosh.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what it means.
Or nod.
I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go with WOM with 8, but it does have a different meaning in the dictionary that I don't know what it means. I just didn't get I looked up the translation in English. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means either. It was too advanced for me. So I'm gonna go with just 8 for now, but it's not the most accurate. So 8, the flesh of the donkey, and you can see it uses flesh. That means probably the dog is like pretty fresh, because it's not just the meat. The meat is like what do you have? Like we'd probably use flesh in English as well if it just ate the dog.
You've not heard of like the dog gnawed on the bone, where it's just like this active crunching or biting.
So I wasn't sure what that really looks like. Like, are you eating or chewing or licking or just biting? I didn't get it. I didn't get the actual motion.
Generally, when somebody says they were gnawing on something, it's usually an active biting, but not quite swallowing or chewing.
Okay.
Or
It's kind of like chewing, I think, but I mean, I don't know. It's like chewing, but you're not actually eating something. It's like something like hard, like a bone, and something is, or if you eat chicken, fried chicken, maybe chewing on bone for a while. It's that kind of idea.
How do you spell it?
GNAWING. And it's one of those obnoxious things where you don't pronounce the first G. It's like pterodactyl, where you should pronounce it, but no one does anymore. So
Yeah, I don't think it's like agnostic. Or yeah. Okay, probably that's the word. The number has GN. Sure. Okay, it's biting without really eating. Yeah, I was very confused, and I don't know. I could have looked at a video, I guess. Okay, thank you. Next is Uzo. Give us 2 more. Actually, how many do we have left? Yeah, I think we're good. Keep going. Who do we start with? We'll start with David. So we're good. Keep going. Uzo, give me 2.
Ashopi te eta binau embesmisi hunt echun ashanash mbe intismau. I get a quick note of the horn.
And astropy is like
She became no.
no. So astropy is a thing, like on its own. We translate it differently. Astropy. Do you know what it means? So when you see astropy, it means it happened that. You just translate it this way, and you keep going with your life. Yeah, and you move on with life. So it happened that, and then you keep going. Make sense?
That. Should I say when or which then in this case?
There's no which because you don't have a noun.
When. So when.
Yes, because there's no noun before it. There's no. When.
The hour
Mhm.
of her birth.
Probably of her labor.
Of her labor. Okay.
Yeah.
Khun arrived.
So Khun, let's say it was probably correct because we've been seeing it often. And it doesn't really mean I'll have to check it. I really want to check it. Khun. This is the equivalent of Hon Ehun, which in Sahidic means this is the equivalent of it, and it means approached or came near. Approached. It's like approached. It's like Hon is approach.
Yeah. Ashanash. Okay, so she went to the house of her mother.
Yes, she went to the house of her mother. Nice.
I just wanted to check about the thing where it said it happened. That looks like a Greek de.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that used in that way in Coptic and not just as because in Greek it would be just and it happened. Because de is not at the beginning of the sentence normally. It's like after some things.
So
because de was that, but de I think is a Greek derived conjunction.
It is. It's always the second. Also in Coptic, it's always the second part of the sentence, the second word. So that's just a rule. The book will tell you it happened that astropide. It happened that like you can say astropide Jesus came. So it happened that Jesus came. So I guess that it's not a literal translation. It's just how you, it's just how you you would do it.
That helps. I was wondering how it was used in Coptic because
yeah, that's just how you use astropide together. I just checked Chont. Chont is correct. So Chont Echun does mean approach. I'm not sure if Echun comes after. It's fine, but Chont is it's the equivalent of Hon. So Sahidic dropped the T. Sounds good. Maybe probably just don't need Echun. You probably don't need this. Maybe, not sure, but Chont is correct for approach. It's the same word in Sahidic as a Hon. Okay. FYI. Uzu, one more.
Now before war al sotum nefsatje alge pikachi algepnuho. Okay, bunch of stuff. When they saw
I'm listening. Uzu's done. You're back. Nice.
When they saw
his
face.
Yes. When they saw his face. Yes.
Okay. And they heard his words. They fell to the floor, to the ground, earth, floor. I don't know.
And they heard, I think, that his words. They fell. Yes, this one is actually fell to the ground rather than actually find. So this is where it's actually used literally. Remember, hey, can also mean find. Okay.
An implicit and.
Perfect. Thank you for adding this.
They Okay, that's not rope. Wait, what's that? Shorpy? No.
Hope. That's hip or
Hope.
for hope.
Hope.
Yes, what's hope?
I do not know.
Hope means to hide.
Oh, they hid their faces.
Yes, they hid their faces. And you can see he added the dash here to tell you that this is the form where the verb and the word just come together as actually just one thing. If I want to break it down, it would be like hope in new hope. That would be the equivalent with no change in meaning. The change in meaning will come in this lesson we'll cover today. Amazing. Once we do Ben, everyone would have gone perfect. Perfect count. Right, Ben, take us to the finish line. Well, one more than finish line.
Okay. At the u tetenvol any entole and netenyot or netenyoti.
Weird question, but sure.
Yep. So at the u, so why? Let's see. Why? You're forgetting this word. Why did you all
Voleibol.
give away, it's something away. Keep having
No, that's something becoming clear.
Oh, right, translate. Oh man. Okay.
Yes.
Loosen or translate.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So why did you all loosen or translate or the commandments of your father, your all's father?
Yes. I'm not sure if voleibol means like let go, but we'll go with translate.
Translate's good.
So earlier when you were gone, I saw evol as like not quite abandoned, but annul. I saw that earlier in the dictionary of the book where evol was annul, and I want to say evol and mo. It said was to translate.
Okay, so mean makes sense. Translate or also loosen, or that's just vol.
Annul sounds similar to the idea of to loosen something, because if you loosen something and you undo a law, you're loosening the law or annulling the law. So
Makes sense.
it's kind of relaxing it, basically.
That's
And
why
there's a Greek verb that means to destroy that also means to loosen. That's kind of a similar concept. Not that that's related at all to this, but
annul makes sense.
So vol is something to loosen, and then there's other ways to loosen the meaning or to loosen the. Honestly,
yeah, for
the
translating, I think you're like what we're doing here is we're taking something that seems kind of tangled because we're not native Coptic speakers, unfortunately, and we're working around like it's a knot and kind of translating, puzzling out the meaning is that's kind of what I would think. I don't know about specifically with Coptic, but I think it's kind of like undoing a knot, like doing figuring out a puzzle is some way that translating it kind of gets in there. But I don't know.
Perfect. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. That's the meaning I was looking for.
So cool. Am I doing the last sentence, or did someone else want to do it?
You go for it.
Okay. So etafon or etafon. Sorry, etafon empiro en tefri aishene evol. So he or when he this is opened
Yes.
the door. No. Yeah, the door of his house.
Not house.
No, his room. Yep.
Mhm.
When he opened the door of his room, he.
Not he.
So I came in, or I.
No, it's actually the other way around.
I went out.
Yes. I left.
left.
Or
And is a house here or no?
no, this is the part of
Duplicating or copying the I.
this is like enough.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Perfect. Wow, that's
Great,
a lot.
thank you.
We took a lot of notes today. Cool. And again, the thing I like about Landon and this translation is just like we're reviewing things we've covered before, so it's very nice. All right, we are done with one big chapter according to this book, but this chapter was so many chapters inside. The next is where it gets interesting in the sense you're like, why is this happening to me? And we're gonna see why. Well, let me just make sure I have my notes ready. Okay, let's start with this. So what we're gonna do now is the second perfect. This is where, so the names are weird. Second perfect. It's just telling you every tense that we know of, like the first perfect, the present, past, and future have a first past, which is what we covered, and then it also has a second past, second future, a second present. All it's doing is not something that's happening in the past of the past. It's not it. It's something completely different. Well, when you see the second, or also called in other books, the update, no, I can't remember what's it called, but the common terminology for the second tense is emphasis, which is what we talked about before when we were doing the infinitives. We said we're changing the sentence because we're changing the verb a little bit, so you can put the subject in it and just like copy in it, and does it add any new ones? Not really. But now we have a full tense that Ben was excited for that actually gives an emphasis to a specific part of the sentence. Unfortunately for us in Bohairic, actually kind of still similar to, actually it's also still very similar to in Sahidic. They use things we've seen before, ⲉ So if you want to see with the F, which we're going to see what it means, just ⲉ, which we've seen that it has many meanings. But hopefully the context will help us. What it does is it puts an emphasis not on the verb. So here's an example. In the first perfect, so think of first perfect like the simple past that we know of. ⲉ shopi is basic. So so did this, so this happened because of you, or for you, or about you. So this happened because of you. If you want to emphasize the not verb and not subject, so anything that comes after, like this, like because of you, this happened, I use the second perfect or the second tense, which we're going to have an equivalent in the present, second present, but it acts in the exact same manner. It puts the emphasis. So if I say ⲉ shopi is basic, that means because, so that means when I translate to English, I'm actually emphasizing the last part. So I would say, because of you, this happened. It's not a subject becomes an object. It's not any of that. It's more like just the emphasis becomes after. And in English, the way we do this is called the cleft sentence. This is the English way of doing this. So in English, it would be it was because of you that this happened. It's not necessarily subject and object in the strict sense that are changing, but it's more like the emphasis. Another way you can think about it is also the emphasis of the sentence itself. So in case I say, if I ever say, and this is I got it from Christian in his videos, that you can also, let's say ⲉ shopi. If it ends here, so what are you emphasizing? You can say this did happen. So there's an emphasis in the sentence. So whenever you see the second present or the second perfect coming in the sentence, just know the writer wants to put an emphasis that is coming. So so when you say this did happen, there's like an emphasis on the sentence. But if I say this did happen because of you, but like because of you, this did happen. There's just an emphasis on the sentence. This is all the second present. The second. It's just called the second past, or they call the second tense, or the second perfect. It looks exactly the same. Maybe except here. Itaritin. I don't remember if it's exactly the same in here, but it looks like same like the relative, and it looks exactly the same like the what's it called? What did we just learn? The temporal. So if I ever look at this mistakenly, when this happened because of you, I guess this actually can be a sentence on its own. So it's a main clause. But if it's ever like, oh, it continues for some reason, then you can be like, oh, when this happened because of you, I don't know, your mother died. Something like that. But if it doesn't finish, you know for a fact it has to be a second past. We're gonna probably learn it more from example. It's gonna be hopefully become more clear. Okay, where do we use it? We use it when you want to do emphasis, but also there are favorite places. Wait, one second. Has the same inflection form. Usually, okay. There are places that are more favorite in using them, which is an interrogative question. So when you have a question, you will tend to like you will like to use the second tense a little bit more. So let's see some examples. Here's an example. Etaki e paima en sa'u. So that means you, let's say just the easy way, you did, so, or like let's keep it out for now. It'll be like you came to this place after what? So e and sa will be like pursuing what or looking for what. So it's like after what did you come into this place? So the eta took the ensa'u and emphasized it. So like ensa'u will be like after what we see here in English. After what? That you, or not that you, so we're pretty clear. After what did you come to this place? So the emphasis became on the question. David, do you have a thunder behind you? Okay, let's see it.
Yeah, it's very loud. It was 60, and I think it's supposed to drop to a high of 20 tomorrow. So this is definitely the storm front.
Oh,
Weather is
for people,
crazy.
Celsius, America's weird, and 20 is actually very cold. Okay, same thing. Next question. The next one, eta. So we know something is going to be emphasized. Taf'ini and epistoli enim. So to whom, or yeah, to who you did bring this epistle. Similarly here, SVU, a corpus. Actually, there's nothing happening here. Oh, actually, yeah. One thing that was mentioned is u and nim like to be added at the end, usually at the place of a subject near the end of a sentence. So when you put the first present or the first past, actually just bring it in the meaning to the beginning in your head. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, so it changes the word order of the question when you use the second tense versus when you use the first tense. So the question word will be at the end oftentimes.
Not as much as like u and nim likes to be at the end sometime. Sorry, like
okay.
So to who, to something, like preposition nim and preposition u like to be at the end.
Okay.
I think that's a good explanation, actually explaining them. I wouldn't worry much about them as long as you know how to translate them. You're fine. And then remember eta u, eta nim, u shopi. Remember that nim and u can actually be used as subjects, which kind of makes sense. Like nim and u, so like who came here. So who actually kind of acts like a subject. So you can say here u shopi, and then nim she. So who went inside, and then what happened. And when you put eta, it like what did happen, and then who did go inside. So a good way to translate this, I usually like to say what did, not what happened, be like what did happen. I would use the did and do for extra emphasis, and it works very well with the question, because the question in English like doesn't say what happened, it likes to say what did happen. So very nice translation when it comes to this one. Just keep reading about this. Again, once you get the idea, you will see it the same. You will see better in the questions when you do the homework. That's pretty much about this verb. This lesson. Don't worry about these for actually. Just read them. It's fine. One thing, let's do it from the previous lesson. For some reason, he moved it up here. I think he just wanted to keep it all consolidated. is some more verbs. So you're just going to have to go back to lesson 9 and some extra verbs that we didn't cover from last time, which tend to, the things that have an u in it and the things that have ends with an a. So remember we said, where's a good place? We said kot, ket, kotf, and then like vol, vel, vol. In phonetics, yeah, let me find it. In phonetics, in Coptic, the N and the M, if you want to replace it with an omega, many times it becomes an U for some reason. Ask on Discord why this happens, but you will see some examples especially in Sahidic. Actually, probably, I'm not sure Bohairic because we didn't cover it yet. But if you want to say like poi means mine, if you want to put an N, so like mines, it will become nui. So when you have an omega and a consonant, if this consonant is an M or an N, the omega becomes an U. Not sure why. Ask on Discord. But the reason I'm bringing this up is when we see a verb like mur and moon and nuj, the same rule apply as if you're saying more or noj, which means the O, the omega, becomes an A, and then on the pre-pronominal form, it becomes an O. It just follows the exact same rule. That's why I'm bringing it up. This is so this one is real, at least in Sahidic. I'm gonna assume it's also in Bohairic, but we didn't get to this part yet. And it says something with the sound that the O, and when there's an M or the N before it, it becomes an U for some reason. I'm not a phonetic guy, so if anyone knows, please enlighten us. Otherwise, probably ask on Discord if you're curious. That's just a Coptic phonetic thing. So this is one rule. The one from last week, you bring it up, except when you have an M and an N, it's exactly the same. One thing as well, the same rule, that O and then O. Actually, we're gonna skip this for now. If they end with a, yep. If they end with a, yes, shai, chai, huri, it becomes an a. Especially the last part, the short one, becomes an a. If I remember correctly, this was the original vowel, and vowel changes happened that converted the a into a long o, except in a place like wah, because it ends with the pronouns after, so it becomes like wahf. The vowel after near the end prevented the a from converting to an o. Why this happened with the shai, khuri, and hai, I don't remember. They're very good phonetic questions. I think Casey quickly goes over them in his videos. So if you're curious, you can look it up. That would be lesson 14 in Lambden. But yeah, if you're curious, please ask on Discord. It'll be fun for us to all learn why. And you can always tag me in the post. But yeah, just know that some verbs, especially if it in the same consonant omega, so consonant omega consonant, we said this consonant can be, if it's an M or an N, this becomes an U, and this can also be a glottal stop. But near the end, if this is a shai, chai, or a huri, which I believe they're related, so you know that the chai and the huri are changed in Bohairic and Coptic, and in Sahidic, and in the shai there is actually some chai became a shai. A good example is shopi. Ben can tell us that it used to be a different sound that sounded like a cha, right, Ben?
Yeah, it was originally Khepper.
Here you go.
Had an R on the end, so XPR.
Yeah, well, R always dropped. So the cha and the sha is always raised. So it sounds like this sound in general caused the alpha to stay near the end. At this point, I'm probably making things up, but just know the rules. The reason you will not memorize them, you'll just remember them. It's only a few of them, so you'll be fine. Mu. I'm not sure about this. I've seen Mehmut. Because Shirineth Meh. The one like blessed are you is full of grace. I think we use meh. That's fine. He's probably right. Yeah, let me double check. In Bohairic, in Sahidic, it's meh. So we can probably say an equivalent of mah or meh and weh as a substitute, because I see it in Sahidic, and we actually mention our church, it's meh nehmot, the one who's full of grace. Unless it's a different conjugation that I'm missing. Don't worry about it. The lessons were figured out, and once you see in the wild, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that is. Okay. I think that's all. That was kind of short. It's all new and weird, but it's short. Second tense took me a while to get why, but once you start doing a question, like I just replace everything with a clef sentence, and when there's no ending, when it's a question, I just added did or do, and when there's no subject, I just did or do. Like this did happen, and it just works. You'll see it in the wild every now and then. It'll be like, oh, I think St. Paul want to emphasize something. Oh, cool, nice nuance. Thanks, Copts. That's all. Any questions? All right, I think everyone is happy. Okay, awesome. See you guys next week. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.